Look, I've been flying for over 30 years, and I'm going to tell you something that most travel bloggers won't. There's an invisible world happening on every single flight. And if you're over 60, you're sitting on a goldmine of perks that nobody ever told you about. Flight crews have a lot of discretion, more than you probably realize. And today, we're pulling back the curtain on 15 things they will quietly do for you, completely free, if you just know how to ask, or simply how to present yourself the right way. Stick with me through this entire video, because number 7 changed how my aunt travels completely, and number 12 is something almost nobody over 60 ever thinks to take advantage of. We're starting right now. First, let me paint you a picture. You're in the boarding line. You're 63 years old. You've got a little carry-on, maybe your knees aren't what they were, and you're dreading that middle seat in row 28. What if I told you that between the moment you walk into that terminal and the moment you buckle your seatbelt, there are at least 15 opportunities for the flight crew and airline staff to make your journey dramatically more comfortable at zero cost to you? These aren't tricks or loopholes. These are legitimate built-in considerations that experienced travelers know about and newer travelers simply don't. So let's get into it. Number 1 is early boarding, and not just the kind you pay for. Most airlines have what's called a pre-boarding window specifically for passengers who need a little extra time. You don't need a wheelchair. You don't need a doctor's note. You simply need to approach the gate agent before boarding begins. Mention that you'd appreciate a few extra minutes to get settled, and in the vast majority of cases, they will wave you through. Flight crews and gate agents are trained to accommodate this, and it costs the airline absolutely nothing. The key is being warm, being direct, and not waiting until the boarding chaos has already started. Number 2 is seat upgrades at the gate. This one surprises people every time. When a flight is not completely full in premium economy, or even business class, gate agents have the authority to move passengers forward. Older travelers who are polite, well-dressed, and arrive at the gate early are statistically more likely to receive these quiet upgrades. This isn't discrimination in reverse. It's just human nature. Flight crews and gate staff work incredibly long shifts, and a calm, kind, grateful older passenger is genuinely a pleasure to upgrade. Dress neatly, smile, and if you have a legitimate physical reason, like back pain or difficulty with confined spaces, mention it kindly. You might be surprised what happens. Number 3 is bulkhead and exit row consideration. Now here's something interesting. Exit rows are traditionally given to physically able passengers because of safety regulations. But bulkhead rows, those are the seats with extra legroom right behind the cabin dividers. Those are completely fair game. Flight attendants can and frequently do reseat older passengers into bulkhead seats when those rows aren't full. Again, the approach matters. Ask at the gate, or quietly ask a flight attendant once you're on the plane. Be specific about why you need more room, whether it's circulation concerns, joint stiffness, or just the inability to sit cramped for 4 hours. Number 4 is medication storage and priority access. This is one that almost nobody talks about. If you're over 60, there's a good chance you're traveling with medications, some of which need to stay cool or need to be kept accessible. Flight attendants are trained to accommodate medication needs, and this includes storing items in the galley refrigerator, reminding you about dosage timing if you ask, and ensuring your carry-on with medications stays in the overhead bin directly above your seat, rather than being gate-checked. You simply need to inform the crew at the start of the flight. Tell them what you need. They want to help, and this is firmly within their ability to provide. Number 5 is extra blankets and pillows before they run out. Most people don't know that the blanket and pillow situation on flights is first come, first served after a certain point. But here's the thing. Flight attendants keep extras in the back. If the cart hasn't come around yet and you're cold, or if you need extra cushioning for your lower back, ask early and ask directly. Attendants will often bring these items before the main service even starts for passengers who seem like they might genuinely need comfort assistance. And if you ask nicely, rather than demanding, they remember you for the whole flight. Number 6 is priority assistance with overhead bins. For many passengers over 60, lifting a heavy bag into an overhead bin is genuinely difficult, and there's absolutely no shame in that. Flight attendants are supposed to assist with this, and most of them will do so gladly. But here's the upgraded version of this tip. If you inform the gate agent before boarding that you'll need bin assistance, they can sometimes arrange for your bag to be stored in a priority location so you don't have to walk the entire length of the plane while other passengers are still filing in. Less congestion, less stress, easier access. It's a small thing that makes a massive difference. Number 7 is the free drink upgrade. This is the one I mentioned at the start, and here's why it matters. On most domestic flights, beverages beyond basic water and soft drinks cost money. But flight attendants have discretion over their service carts, particularly in the later portions of the flight when they're assessing what inventory will be left over. Older passengers who have been pleasant, who have said thank you, who haven't pressed the call button 20 times unnecessarily, often receive quiet offers of wine, beer, or premium drinks without being charged. It's not guaranteed, but it happens far more often than you might think, and it almost never happens to passengers who were difficult earlier in the flight. This is pure relationship currency. Number 8 is help with connecting flight information. When you're over 60 and you've got a tight connection, that anxiety is real. Flight attendants can and will check on your connecting gate, estimated walk time, and whether your second flight is also running late. They can sometimes even radio ahead, or work with the ground crew to have someone meet you at the gate with a cart or wheelchair if time is tight. This service doesn't cost you anything, and it requires simply asking your flight attendant before the plane begins its descent. Number 9 is special meal consideration. You may not have ordered a special meal when you booked, but if you have dietary restrictions or preferences that are common with age, whether that's low sodium, diabetic-friendly options, or simply avoiding things that don't sit well with you, flight attendants often have alternative meal options that weren't advertised on the menu. On longer flights especially, galleys are stocked with variety. A quiet, respectful mention of your needs at the start of service can result in a much better meal option than what was originally placed in front of you. Number 10 is priority deplaning assistance. When the plane lands and everyone rushes to stand up and crowd the aisle, you don't have to play that game. Flight attendants can arrange for you to either deplane first, immediately after first class, or to wait in a more comfortable position until the main crowd has cleared. If you need a wheelchair on arrival, that can be coordinated through the crew during the flight, not just at booking. And if you simply need a few extra minutes to gather your things and stand up without being jostled, a flight attendant standing at your row while you collect yourself is a completely normal and available form of assistance. Number 11 is noise reduction accommodations. This one is subtle but wonderful. If you're sensitive to noise, whether it's the engine roar or a crying infant in the next row, flight attendants can sometimes move you to a quieter section of the cabin when seats are available. The front of the plane is generally quieter due to engine placement, and the section just ahead of the wing tends to have better acoustics as well. Mentioning that you have hearing sensitivity or that you're a light sleeper and asking whether there's a quieter option available is a completely reasonable request that flight attendants can often accommodate. Number 12 is access to the crew's own snack supply. I know this sounds almost too good to be true, but flight crews bring their own food and snacks on long flights, and when a passenger has been particularly kind or is in genuine need, crew members have been known to share from their personal supply. This isn't a policy. This is a human thing. It's what happens when you treat flight attendants like the skilled professionals they are rather than walking service machines. It's also what happens on very long flights when the official snack cart has already come around twice and there's still 3 hours to go. Number 13 is upgraded amenity kits on international flights. On international routes, first and business class passengers receive elaborate amenity kits with eye masks, earplugs, quality skincare products, socks, and more. Economy passengers often receive a basic or no kit at all. However, flight attendants on international routes typically have a small surplus of these kits and will often offer them to older passengers who seem like they could use some extra rest support. Mentioning that you struggle to sleep on planes or that the dry cabin air bothers your skin gives the crew all the reason they need to pass one of those better kits your way. Number 14 is escort services within the airport. This is something many travelers over 60 don't realize is available and free through the airline. Most major airports have electric cart services and airline escort programs specifically for passengers who need help navigating large terminals. You don't have to be in a wheelchair to access these services. You simply need to request them, either when booking your ticket, at check-in, or by asking any airline staff member within the terminal. Flight crews can also initiate this on your behalf when they radio ahead during the flight, particularly if they can see you might need additional support upon arrival. Number 15 is the quiet acknowledgement of your life experience. This last one isn't a physical upgrade. It's something better. Flight attendants, particularly the more experienced ones, have a genuine respect for older travelers. They've seen the nervous first-time flyers, the entitled business passengers, the chaotic family groups. And when a calm, gracious, experienced older traveler boards their plane and treats them with warmth and respect, something shifts. You become a priority in the quiet way that matters most. Your requests get handled faster. Your needs get anticipated rather than just responded to. And your overall experience transforms from transaction to something almost resembling hospitality. Now here's what all 15 of these have in common, and this is the part I really need you to hear. None of these upgrades come from demanding them. None of them come from citing policies or pointing to what you paid for your ticket. Every single one of them flows naturally from one thing, which is treating the people who serve you on that flight like human beings who are doing a genuinely difficult job. Flight attendants work long shifts, deal with pressurized cabins that are physically taxing, manage hundreds of passengers across multiple flights per day, and still show up with a smile. When you recognize that and reflect it back to them, they notice, and they respond. There are a few things you can do before your next flight to set yourself up for maximum benefit from everything on this list. First, arrive early. Not just on time early, but genuinely early. 30 minutes before boarding begins at the gate early. This gives you time to speak with gate agents calmly, check whether upgrades are available, and board without the stress that makes everyone less pleasant. Second, pack your courtesy like a carry-on. Have your documents ready. Don't block the aisle while searching your bag. Say please and thank you with genuine warmth, not performative politeness. Third, if you have any specific physical needs, mention them at check-in rather than waiting until you're already seated and uncomfortable. The earlier these conversations happen, the more options are available. I want to share something that happened on a flight from Atlanta to London a couple of years ago. A woman in her late 60s, traveling alone, boarded quietly, thanked the crew member who pointed her to her seat, mentioned casually that she had a bad hip and was hoping to get up occasionally during the flight, and then settled in without complaint. By the time the flight was over, she had been moved to a bulkhead seat with a free upgrade, given a business class amenity kit, brought a warm meal that hadn't appeared on the economy menu, and offered a complimentary glass of wine during the overnight crossing. She did nothing extraordinary. She was simply a warm, appreciative, considerate person. The crew took care of the rest. That story represents everything this video is about. The upgrades on this list are real. They are available to you on your next flight. And the key to unlocking most of them isn't your age, it isn't some secret phrase, and it definitely isn't a complaint. It's the simple and increasingly rare act of human decency combined with the knowledge that these accommodations exist and that you are absolutely allowed to ask for them. If you're over 60 and you fly even occasionally, bookmark this video and watch it before your next trip. Share it with someone in your life who's been putting off travel because of the physical challenges of flying. Because here's the truth. The airlines and the flight crews want your experience to be good. They have more tools to make that happen than most passengers ever realize, You just needed someone to lay it all out for you. If this video helped you, hit the like button, because it genuinely helps more people over 60 find this content. And if you want more travel tips specifically designed for experienced travelers, subscribe and hit the notification bell. We've got videos on the best airports for older travelers, how to handle long layovers comfortably, and what to pack in your carry-on to feel your best at 30,000 feet. All of that is coming, and you don't want to miss it. See you in the next one.